Welcome to Football Scientific. I'm Aaron Sauter, and this is the Friday edition of Football Scientific. I write for FootballAnalysis1.com. I cover the NFL and the Cincinnati Bengals. Also, I write for CFL News Hub, and I write about the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I posted an article about this weekend's game of Hamilton Tiger Cats and Saskatchewan Roughriders tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. I put a full preview of the Tiger Cats Roughriders matchup. Check that out on CFL News Hub. Also on Football Scientific, we talk also on FootballAnalysis1.com. Don't let me forget. I'm writing a running back draft guide for fantasy football, top 30 running backs. I should have it done by the end of the weekend. It should be available on Monday or Tuesday. On FootballAnalysis1.com. Also on Football Scientific, we talk about the IFL, the NAL, the UFL, and the ELF. Yesterday, I started off the show with Tyler the Tiger back in the house, y'all. Getting rid of these, gotta get the rest of these predictions down. Yeah, that's right, we're gonna get the rest of the predictions down. We did the CFL predictions yesterday because the CFL had a game last night. That game was between the BC Lions and Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Okay, DraftKings had picked BC to win that game by 4.5 points. I said, not so fast, my friend. I don't think so. And that's how it went down. So let's see how that game went. Nathan Rourke for the BC Lions threw for over 330 yards, 331 yards to be exact, threw for a touchdown and 2 interceptions. That's bad news. The Lions ran the ball 85 rushing yards, but they lost 1 fumble. And they had 1 rushing TD, which is from Nathan Rourke. That's not a good sign when your quarterback's your best rusher. Not a good sign. Oh, Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Chris Streveler was the quarterback, and Zach Collaros was out for a single game injury. He's suspended. He might be out of town. Streveler threw for 246 yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception. But as you know, if you watched the show before, passing the ball is not going to win you the game. Okay, they had 201 rushing yards. That's what locked the game. So the Blue Bombers won on the ground, 201 rushing yards. And they won with the turnover battle. They intercepted 2 passes to 1 and recovered a fumble. So 3 turnovers to 1, 201 rushing yards to 85. Blue Bombers win the game, even though their star running back Brady Oliveira went down early in that game, only getting 2 carries. So Matthew Peterson, formerly of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I hate to see Tiger Cats go to places and be successful. It feels like we should have been using them the way they're being used. But he ran the ball 23 times for 130 yards and a touchdown. It's a really impressive game by Matthew Peterson, taking up the reins of Brady Oliveira after he got hurt. Okay, so we're 1-0 in the CFL this week. Okay, there's another game on tonight. Montreal and Ottawa. Ottawa's going to be without quarterback Drew Brown, so I think Montreal's going to win that game. I think it's going to be a battle. I had 28-26. Before we get to the rest of we're going to do ELF and IFL predictions. We're doing UFL tomorrow because the championship game is on Sunday. And we're doing NAL tomorrow because their championship game is on Monday. And I feel like I can stretch that out a little bit to make some shorter videos and maybe get more looks. Wide receiver Antonio Brown. Yes, for AB, formerly of the Steelers, the Buccaneers, getting naked with the Buccaneers. He is back on the wanted list. He attended a boxing match and pulled a gun and getting attempted murder charges from Miami-Dade County. I knew that guy was crazy because 2 years ago, maybe last year, he had owned the Albany Firebirds, and he let them go into, 2 years ago, and he let them get kicked out of the NAL, and he crashed and burned with that thing. And then I wrote an article about that. Dude, my editor asked me to write an article about that. And then AB tried to come at me, man. He tried to come at me on the internet. Dude, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. You don't have it. Whatever it is, you ain't got it, okay? Indianapolis Colts quarterback Daniel Jones is playing lights out according to the Indianapolis Colts. I think they're trying to leverage Anthony Richardson to, he's getting his surgery, his shoulder surgery. Anthony Richardson, they're trying to leverage him to say, hey, man, you should come out and play, bro. Daniel Jones is awesome. We all know Daniel Jones isn't awesome. He might be in training in mini camp, but not in training camp or preseason. So if I was Anthony Richardson, I would just take my time and get my shoulder right, let Daniel Jones crash and burn for the first 4 games. When everyone's booing him off the field, step in and take it to the playoffs. I mean, that's what I would do if I was Anthony Richardson. I wouldn't be in a rush to win that job. It's quarterback graveyard. You don't want to be the top quarterback in the quarterback graveyard. Pittsburgh Steelers, they feel confident that they'll have a long-term extension with star pass rusher T.J. Watt. They said, basically, we're better than the Bengals because the Bengals stink. So we're not going to drag out our contract situation with the Bengals. What are we doing, Cincinnati? Get it together. Why are the Steelers beating us at things? They're not beating us yet, but they will. You know they will. They always beat us at things. Why do we let this happen, Brown family? Really making me mad. Sorry. Thought I got kind of mad there for a second. Boom. San Francisco 49ers with Brandon Ayuk not going to start training camp because he's injured. He wants a new contract, whatever you want to fill in the blank with. That leaves Jawan Jennings as a top receiver for the 49ers, so he's finding himself being wide receiver 1. He'll probably want more money now because he's climbed the ranks from wide receiver 3 to 1 by subtraction. Deebo Samuel gets traded, that's your 2. And Brandon Ayuk is injured, so that's your 3 or 1. So now Jawan Jennings is number 1. He's like, I need to get paid more. It's become a big problem in the NFL. Jacksonville Jaguars, wide receiver, cornerback, top 10, I think number 6 draft pick, number 3 draft pick, something or other. Travis Hunter is still not signing his contract. He's the only top 10 player in the draft not signed currently. They've offered him 4 years, $46.5 million for $30.5 million signing bonus. That's pretty much standard for a top 10 pick in the NFL draft nowadays due to the salary rules. But he says he's not agreeing to it because he's not happy with the time in which the signing bonus will be paid. It should be paid at signing. Duh. Come on, Jacksonville. Quit trying to beat the Bengals. Okay, Dallas Cowboys, edge rusher Micah Parsons. He has not got a contract extension yet, but he's happy to work out with him because he says the longer they wait, the more they're going to pay. Or they're not going to bring him back. Maybe he'll go to the Bengals, ironically enough. That'd be ironic. Okay, next. We have our predictions. So first, tomorrow and Sunday, the ELF has Week 5 games, the European League of Football. Tomorrow, June 14th, the 1-2 Roll Call Panthers travel to the 0-3 Cologne Centurions. I view the Centurions as the worst team in this league. Roll Call Panthers got beat by Prague Lions last week pretty decisively. But I still think they're better than Cologne Centurions. I have Roll win this game 30-10 on the road. We'll see. Saturday, June 14th, the Hamburg Sea Devils, who are 2-2, travel to the Rhine Fire, who are 1-2. The Rhine Fire have lost their head coach this week and their offense coordinator, both of which are being replaced by much less experienced coaches. I predict Hamburg Sea Devils get their 3rd win of the season by beating Rhine Fire at 21-10. I think Rhine Fire is about to spiral into a crash landing. Okay. Feyenoord Throners are 0-4. They're traveling to the Berlin Thunder, 1-3. Feyenoord's not shown much of a heartbeat so far this year. Berlin has done some things, but not done some things, and done some things, and not done some things. They beat Cologne. That's it. They added some playmakers on offense this week. I think they win this game, but it's going to be ugly. I predict an ugly game, 23-9. Berlin wins at home. They could blow them out, but I wouldn't bet on that. I wouldn't bet on any of these games. I don't know where you bet on. Sunday, June 15th, Frankfurt Galaxy are 3-1. They're traveling to the Nordic Storm. This should be a big matchup, cross-divisional matchup. Frankfurt Galaxy, Nordic Storm, they have their strengths, they have their weaknesses. They both have explosive offenses. They both have great quarterbacks. They both have playmakers on defense. I say Nordic Storm wins this game at home, 44-36. So I think they go 4-0. Frankfurt goes on to 3-2. I think they'll still be a playoff contender. It's still only the first third of the season. But I think Nordic Storm win this game, 44-36. If Frankfurt won, it would be a huge win for them in the right direction. That would be a monster win. Sunday, June 15th, Helvetic Mercenaries from Switzerland, who are 0-3, will travel to the Munich Ravens, who got their first loss last week. They're 2-1. They have a strong defense, and they try to manage the game on offense, which they didn't do very well last week. That's why they lost. I got Munich winning this game with their strong defense, 28-6. I think Helvetic will score a touchdown, but that's about it. Okay. Then last game in the ELF this weekend, we got Sunday, June 15th, Madrid Bravos, who are 3-1. They're accelerating up. They're 3-0 since starting off 0-1. They're playing the T-Roll Raiders, who are they played horrible against Vienna last week. They got their old quarterback back, Nkosi Perry, so they should be better. I think they'll be better. I don't think they'll be good as Reed Sinnett and Krushank, who are probably the best combination in the league right now at quarterback and receiver. Madrid also added a playmaker on the defensive line. And I think they're going to win the game. They're going to run the ball better too. I think they'll beat the T-Roll Raiders 35-32. Although last week T-Roll won the running game and still lost the game to Vienna Vikings, which is a rare time in which the team that ran more yards in the running game didn't win the game. Okay, Jacksonville Sharks. Oh, this is the IFL predictions. IFL predictions tonight, Friday, June 13th, 8:05 p.m., Friday the 13th. Jacksonville Sharks, who are 7-3, travel to the Green Bay Blizzard, who are 7-3. Big matchup in Eastern Conference to see who's going to be in second place in the East. Right now they're tied. So Jacksonville upset the Arizona Rattlers last week, but I think the Rattlers are taking the easy man. They're trying during their lull right now, trying to store up for playoffs. Green Bay Blizzard have had the hottest offense in the IFL recently. Jacksonville Sharks are good, but they've never been great. And they have 2 losses to Massachusetts Pirates, which is inexplicable. So I say on the road, Green Bay Blizzard wins this game 51-43. I think if it was in Jacksonville, Jacksonville will win. But I think at Green Bay, Jacksonville's going to lose this game 51-43. DraftKings sort of agrees with me. They have Green Bay Blizzard as 3-point favorites, so they do agree that Green Bay will win the game. And they said Jacksonville Sharks are 3-point underdogs, and they said the over-under is 83.5. I think it'll be a much higher scoring game because I think Jacksonville will need to keep up with Green Bay and Max Myler. So I think it's going to go 94 points, which will be over, and I would bet Green Bay Blizzard on the money line. Saturday, June 14th at 8:05 p.m., we got the Massachusetts Pirates, who are 4-5, picked up a few wins recently, traveling to Iowa Barnstormers, who are 1-8. They beat the Fishers Freight last week. They got 2 huge wins against Jacksonville. I don't know how. Massachusetts Pirates traveling to Iowa Barnstormers. Massachusetts tends to play crappy on the road, although they play decent against Fishers, but Fishers is horrible right now. So I say this game goes, I would like to pick Massachusetts, but I think this is the recipe for them to lose. I think they're going to go to Iowa and lose 36-45. I got Iowa winning 45-36. Okay. DraftKings agrees it's going to be a closer game than expected, but they have DraftKings says Massachusetts Pirates are going to win by 3.5 points, and Iowa Barnstormers are going to lose by 3.5 points. I would bet on the Iowa Barnstormers with the points because I think the Pirates are not good on the road, and Iowa's better at home. I think it's going to go 81 points, which is exactly what DraftKings thinks. So it's a push on the over/under. I would pick Iowa with the points. I think they're going to upset the Massachusetts Pirates. Now, that's a risky call, but so was BC Lions getting defeated by Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and my logic was sound, and I think my logic's still sound. Massachusetts is not good on the road. I think Kenji Power will throw interceptions. I know Iowa Barnstormers will throw interceptions. Okay, here we go. So Saturday, June 14th, 8:05 p.m. in the IFL. All these games are on IFL Network, and you subscribe to that. I subscribe to that. It's fun to watch. San Antonio Gunslingers at Tulsa Oilers. Gunslingers are 3-7. They're struggling to get back on track. I think it's about over for them. They're not going to make the play. They lose one more game, they're out of the playoff run because the West is very competitive right now. Tulsa Oilers, they need a win. They would be the 4th place team in the East right now. The teams behind them are not very good, so I don't think they'll get overtaken. Massachusetts 4-6. 4-5, and I think they'll lose this week if they win. Tulsa better get it together. San Antonio goes to Tulsa. It's on the road. I got Tulsa win this game 44-35. DraftKings has Tulsa winning by 11.5 points. San Antonio losing by 11.5 points. And over/under being at 80.5. Okay. So what I'm going to say Tulsa needs to win this game. Then they have to win this game. So I think money line for Tulsa would be the best bet. I don't know about the over/under. It's pretty close to what I have. So, too close to call. The over/under, but I think Tulsa has to win this game. If they're a playoff team, they got to win this game. Okay? We'll see. All right. Saturday, June 14th, 8:05 p.m. Fishers Freight, who are 2-8, 8-game losing streak, travel to the Quad City Steamwheelers, who are 8-2. Fishers Freight quarterback Jai Wright tapped out. He's retired. Quad City Steamwheelers are back on track. with Daquan Neal running them. They have not lost again with Daquan Neal at quarterback. And as far as I can tell, he's going to be at quarterback. So I say Quad City wins at home against Fisher's Freight 44-32. I do think Fisher's Freight will put up a fight. I think they will not have enough to knock off the best team in the East right now. So I say Quad City wins 44-32. DraftKings agrees. They have the Quad City Steamers favored as by 13.5 points as the favorite. Fisher's Freight underdog by 13.5 points. They have the over-under 81.5. I say it goes under because I don't think Fisher's Freight's going to do their part to make that go over. Okay. All right. We got 3 more games. It's a lot of IFL games this week. All on Saturday other than tonight's Friday night game, which is probably the biggest game of the weekend. Saturday, June 14th, 9:05 p.m. Tucson Sugar Skulls for 3-6 travel to Arizona Rattlers, who are 7-3 and lost 2 games in a row. They've lost 2 games in a row. That's huge to say. Sometimes things go in streaks. This is the Rattlers' best chance to break this losing streak, which they need to do in going to the last third of the season. This is the last third. They got to make a playoff run. They got to put it together now. The time to rest is over. It's time to kick it in gear. I say Rattlers win at home against Tucson 50-37. There will be 87 points scored. DraftKings has the Rattlers as a favorite by 11.5 points, so it's very similar. And they have Tucson underdogs by 11.5 points, so I was pretty close to DraftKings. They have the over-under being 90.5, and it could go over 90.5. I got to go under, though. I don't think Arizona's going to have to show out like that. I think Tucson will make mistakes, but you never know, especially out west. So if I was betting on that, I bet Arizona money line, and I would go under. Okay. Saturday, June 14th, 9:05 p.m. San Diego Strike Force are 6-4 and fighting for a playoff spot. Go against the Northern Arizona Wranglers who are 1-9, very similar to Tulsa Oilers. You got to win this game for San Diego. You're playing the worst team in the league. If you lose to Northern Arizona, which is not out of the realm of reality, then that's a real bad sign about trying to make the playoffs, guys. But there's not a lot of competition behind them, so they have pulled away. Gunslingers are back there quite a ways. Northern Arizona's back there quite a ways. Tucson Sugar Skulls are back there quite a ways. So, San Diego's probably going to make the playoffs no matter what happens. But I think they need to get some things rolling so they can win a playoff game, like last year. I have San Diego winning on the road 39-32 with 71 points being scored total. DraftKings agrees with me. They have the San Diego Strike Force as the favorite by 8.5 points. So Northern Arizona is an underdog by 8.5 points. They have over on 80.5. I don't think it's going to go that high, but it might. Northern Arizona can get hot sometimes. And I think my best bet is money line San Diego Strike Force, and I would go under. Last game, Saturday, June 14th, 9:05 p.m. Another great game. This one's out west. It's a huge game out west. Feels like a playoff game. Bay Area Panthers, who are the top team in the West, travel to the Vegas Nighthawks, who are 6-4, and they're third place in the West. This would be a good first-round matchup, really. Bay Area just is a well-balanced team. Vegas Nighthawks are good. When your quarterback can run, Jaden DeLora has been looking better than Jerome Johnson. I think Jerome Johnson's injured right now, so that's a good sign for them that they have 2 quarterbacks that can run the show. And he seems to be a little bit more balanced than Jerome Johnson. So I think it's going to be dangerous. But I don't think Bay Area is ready to give this one up. I don't think they want to take a chance at Arizona taking over the top spot. So I have Bay Area winning this game on the road in Vegas, 48-43. Total points being 91. DraftKings agrees with me. They have Bay Area as a 2.5-point favorite. I bet the money line on that. And the over-under they have set at 87.5. I think it's going to go over. Just knowing both teams. So I think it's going to go over at 91. But you never know. That's the games for this weekend in IFL and ELF. Tomorrow we will update some of that. And then we will look at the UFL championship game. And probably the NAL championship game, the matchups there for Sunday and Monday. Okay, so that's the plan. Some of these leagues will be wrapping up. NAL will be gone. Bye-bye. UFL will be gone. Bye-bye. We'll still have the CFL, the IFL, and the ELF along with the NFL. So it's kind of getting down to a good time of year where we can focus and analyzing a few leagues more deeply, which I like. But it's been a very busy part of the year. If you're into gambling, there's been a lot of opportunities to make money. Those should stay because CFL and IFL are both on DraftKings, so you got a chance to make some money still. So that should be good. All right, if you have any questions, concerns, or deep thoughts, make sure you check us out on Football Scientific. Check out the articles on footballanalysis1.com. Check out the articles on CFLnewshub.com. Become a subscriber to Football Scientific. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. You want to talk about stuff? Let me know. We'll talk about it, okay? In addition to the football. And, like the video so the algorithm sends you more videos, sends me more videos, sends us more videos, sends Tyler more videos. I want more videos of me. Let's go, algorithm. Okay, I don't think we're supposed to cheer for the algorithm, actually. So, all right, Football Scientific portal is now closed.